No patriarchy, no toxic masculinity, no downright dogged and dirty man can do a woman worse than another jaded, miserable feminist woman. I'm going to tell y'all that straight up. And I have had enough conversations, I've had enough back and forth and enough observations to see this play out in real life. There is nobody under the moon, sun, and stars that is more of a toxin than a toxic woman in the company of a woman who is doing better than her, or a woman that she can see as somebody who is easy to manipulate. If she is insecure around that woman, she will find ways to tear her down. If she sees a woman who is happy in a beautiful relationship or soon to be in a beautiful marriage or something of that nature, she will look to sabotage that woman's success. Not even a dogged man will do. I mean, he might want to clap. He might want to do a lot of things, but he will not bring about the psychological warfare that a jaded so-called feminist chick will bring to another woman. And so that being said, I want to hand the mic over to a young lady who's going to break this down to a molecular level. So shout out to one of my followers on TikTok for tagging me in this video. I have not watched the whole video, but I saw the first few seconds and I said, oh, here we go. Because sometimes, you know, I may piss you off because you see a dude talking about these things. So surely he must be biased. Surely he must be anti-woman. Surely, no, I love you enough and I care about you enough to say, you better watch out. These people ain't your friends. You better watch out. They don't give a damn about you. These so-called feminists will leave you in the damn dust. They will leave as soon as they find them a man, as soon as they get in the situation they want, they will leave you high and dry. And now you're the Tia Mowry in the group. Now you want your husband back. It's too late. And now they got a man nowhere to be found. But I digress. Let sis over here go ahead and break things down for us. So shout out to her. I'm going to make sure to link the original video below. Let's get into it.
Black women have the support of a massive group that participates in ratchet behavior and ratchet thinking. A massive group. Now, white, Asian, and Hispanic clients, they got ratchet people, but they don't have a massive support system of ratchets. They don't have the same support. That makes...
Say it like you say it, sis. Say it like you say it. It is not culturally acceptable in those spaces to be ratchet, to be ghetto, to be dysfunctional at that level. You're not about to have people egging you on. You're about to be ostracized by the mainstream culture. And I grew up in the Bay Area, so I got to see all types of people. And at one point, I was in a neighborhood filled with Chinese and Indian folks doing very well for themselves. If you had one of those individuals showing up with that ratchet, degenerate attitude, ways of being, and oh my God. Oh, they're checking it. I'm not talking about checking it, subtly. No, they are ridding of you in their community. They are ostracizing you in their community. There are certain people, and I'm not even going to make this just black necessarily, right? And she's going to get into the nitty gritty of that, as I can already tell. But it is a cultural thing that is accepted by many black folk. And it has been turned into the mainstream culture. It has been glorified. Oh, it's okay for anybody from the real 304, the streetwalker, to the lawyer to be twerking in public. It's okay. It's not looked down upon. It's not shunned. It's seen as cute. There was, what was the damn show? Oh, man, forget, She-Hulk is what I was about to say, but forget that. Kamala Harris brought up Meg Thee Stallion on stage, the so-called next or first female president of these United States, the most powerful seat in the world, was presenting to you an image of a black woman twerking on stage. That's what she saw you as. That's what she believed you to be. That's what she essentially connotates with blackness, twerking on the damn stage. Yeah. So if I'm lying, then go ahead and explain that to me, please.
They don't have the same support. That makes a huge difference. Because if you're going to be ratchet and Asian, especially, if you're going to be ratchet and Hispanic, if you're going to be ratchet and white, you can do that. But they don't have a safe space for you. You can do that, but you had to go away from the group to do that. They don't house you. They don't nurture that. The big groups of the other groups rejects it. The Black community, the massive.
When you see an Asian chick, white girl, whatever it is, really throwing it back, twerkulating, whatever type of ratchet behavior, what's the first thing you're going to see in the comment section? You're going to see a certain demographic of people egging her on, talking about she's invited to the cookout. Yes, girl, yes. She's going to be endorsed. She's going to be promoted. And I do see this trickling into, quote unquote, into the white demographic, whatever the hell that even means. I do see that happening. I do. OF, I would say, is majoritively, maybe per capita, is white girls. The degeneracy is, again, it's the entire cult or society that is being programmed and conditioned into this way of being. But when it comes to those, again, who accept it as it's normalized in the household, you have aunties, you have grandmamas, you've got mothers who are okay with this behavior at scale. Man, I'm going to let the sister preach. I'm going to let her go. I'm going to let her go because this is a rotisserie chicken type of video today. She's cooking.
Community, the massive group accepts it and nurtures it. It's totally backwards. Rather than sending the ratchets away, the massive Black groups bring the ratchets. There's a safe space for them. Other groups don't have that. So it helps Black women to continue the behaviors. When they're confronted, you look like the minority because you are the minority that confronts that culture, that is counter Black culture. When you confront it, you're the minority and they're the majority. This is the only group, this is the culture where the ratchets, the ghetto, has the power socially. The nerds, the high value minded people. When I'm talking about high values, I'm talking about pro-social values. I'm talking about generosity, respect, honor, faithfulness,
integrity, honesty, valor, dignity, self-respect. Continue.
kindness. I'm talking about community. I'm talking about high values, your way of being. So the people like us, we in the Black community are the rejects. In other groups, though, they're the rejects. In other groups, the ratchets are the rejects. In other groups,
why is Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, why do they have such a large and vast audience? Why are they not fringe? Why are they not on the outskirts? Why are they not the alternative? Why would a Lauryn Hill today be alternative hip hop as opposed to Sexy Red being the alternative, the outside, the underground, the low key? Because we promote it, we endorse it, we let it be. We want to see that ratchet behavior, don't we? We accept that. And then when somebody comes up like this sister right here, when somebody pulls up like me right here and says, wait a minute, this is backwards. Wait a minute. No. This ain't us. This ain't our car. Wait a minute. No. Just because you're melanated doesn't mean you got to be degenerate. All of a sudden, we're the enemy. We're the problem. It's like going to a doctor. The doctor gives you a diagnosis of what the hell is actually going on, and you're going to be mad at the doctor for telling you what happened. Well, you got this and this and this wrong. Oh, how dare you, you bigot. You should never say such things. Well, I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. I'm just trying to tell you what is actually the problem. You may not like to hear it, but it's still going to be the problem whether or not you choose to fix it. So I'm gonna let her finish, but this got me going. Shout out to who sent me this. Kuba Har, I don't even know what kind of name that is, but shout out to you. What was it, Kuba Haig 80? Man, shout out to you. This is quality right here.
that's for entertainment for them. They're going home doing the right thing. Feel me? In other groups, the smart people are elevated because they know you're the key to our progress. In our group, The smart ones are rejected, and they think you trying to what? Oppress them. It's interesting. You so backwards. You think we trying to oppress you. We trying to free you. You trying to be such an individual. You don't know how to be together. You think we want to crush your individuality. No, we just trying to be a family. Come on. So it's the only group where the ghettos, the ratchets got the power. Well, folks, it's about time that we flip the scales.
Have I not been saying this? 3 videos a day for the last how many months? The exact same message, and I will say it 1,000 times again. This is an issue of culture, and we have allowed for the culture to define us with this superficial value. So if this is our identity, right, we're going to make black the identity, then why do we have to connotate the blackness with the most dysfunctional and degenerate behaviors? And then on top of that, why is it that we enable those behaviors? Somebody sent me a DM in my IG a while back. I get to those when I can. I haven't been on IG like that. And they said, can you talk about how we enable these behaviors? Can you talk about that part? You know, how there's almost a... He called it tacit approval about it. Tacit approval is when you're basically, you are unconsciously, consciously approving of something that you really don't stand behind. So somebody's talking about something you don't agree with, but you just want to be a people pleaser. So you just nod along. Yeah. You don't really believe what they're saying. You don't really buy into whatever it is that they're spewing. But instead of calling it out, instead of saying, no, I don't agree with that, you don't correct it. And so the behavior perpetuates. So afraid of offending the most dysfunctional people around you. Oh, but they're going through some things. Guess what? Everybody's going through some things. It's called life. To make that an excuse is to belittle every single person who has overcome their own traumas, who has overcome the most dysfunctional backgrounds and created something else of their lives. It's one thing to start in that place, and it's another to perpetuate it and to end your life in that very same way and to give that to your kids. My children should have an inheritance. Okay? Mindset, the way in which they move through life, hopefully the values that I'm able to impute or bring into them or bring out of them, better yet said. And then, of course, the financial resources and things of that nature that I leave behind. Their inheritance should not be trauma. It should not be degeneracy. It should not be dysfunction. But instead, these are the things that most are giving their children. Here you go. Here's your inheritance. You're going to have to pay a GoFundMe. You're going to have to make a GoFundMe to pay for the funeral. But what I'm going to leave you with is more drama, more trauma, more chaos. Ratchet behavior is nothing more than a projection of dysfunctional mentalities and heart sets, mindsets and heart sets. That's what the ratchet ghetto mentality truly is. At its core, it is nothing more than the manifestation, the physical expression of a messed up mind, of an unregulated, of unprocessed emotions. When you see somebody moving out there like a 304, right? Like a streetwalker, that culture that we have adopted and allowed for ourselves, where you can't tell the difference between a chick who's running the blade, selling her body, and a chick who's working corporate. You can't tell the difference anymore. You can't tell the difference between the teacher who's educating the child and the one who is selling their body for a living. You can't tell these days. Because that's been allowed, it's been endorsed, it's been promoted, it's been glorified. You got young girls looking up to OF models, online digital 304s. That's their hero. That's who they look up to. That's what they want to be when they grow up. And why? Well, simple. Because we have allowed for it, but I say no more. That's why I'm doing my part. I said I'm opting out. I'm opting out. I'm out of this. I'm out of the game. I'm done playing. I'm cool with rejection now. She talked about the community. I don't care for a community who sees me as an enemy when I'm really an antidote. I'm cool with that. I'd rather be around individuals who can see me for what I truly am and know my intention is pure and know that we are here to build. I'd rather be around those people, not individuals who see me as the problem when really I'm coming with solutions. I'm cool off that group now. So shout out to this sister right here. What is her name? Is it Taylor Chandler? At Taylor Chandler, I believe is her channel. Yeah, shout out to you and everything that you got going on. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you found value in this content. If you want to show some love or some support, you can go ahead and send a Cash App or go ahead and buy me a coffee by clicking the link below, literally titled Buy Me a Coffee. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3, 6, 5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising. They see your light shine, that's why they so frustrated. Even the sofa in Nova Scotia will win the bagels. I couldn't get them ease on the grease, why they burning up? Money growing trees, feel a breeze, still you showing love. I can dig your energy. Even in the darks, I know you got that inner peace. You can fill a cup again, your limit is infinity. You manifest a life with all the fixings and amenities. This is more or less a house sitting. A sitting on a house like Snoopy. A teacher, no dog, new tricks, that's bliss. Cause there ain't no Charlie Browns in this vicinity. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light.